Hello, I am Chala at Mindful Somatics, and today I am here with Sarah at StretchEveryDay. Sarah is a yoga instructor and a personal trainer and a full-time high school science teacher. She's a runner and a surfer. She brings science and mobility together. And today we are going to do a posture clinic, and at the end we're going to go into some deep core work that can help your posture long term. So thank you, Sarah, so much for joining me. I've been hearing all about you, and I'm very honored that you joined me today for this video.
Thank you for having me, Chala. I'm really excited to be here. For this posture clinic, we are going to start standing to review the 24 articulating discs of the 3 components of the spine. So then we're going to actually take it into tabletop and review that a second time just so you all really get it. And then we'll move on to our backs for my favorite part, which is this culminating exercise, a really great takeaway for everyone. Make sure you stick to the end because we're actually going to take it up against a wall for a really quick posture check that you can all do at any point during your day to realign your spine. Let's get started.
Great.
Okay, so if you just take a quick look at the spine here, we're going to start at the cervical spine. So if I walk my fingers right up to the top of Chala's spine, I'm going to feel a little bony protrusion, C1. And if I walk my fingers down to the bottom and actually tip your head down a little bit more, and you guys can all do this at home, you'll actually feel C7. It sticks out. So now you can come back into neutral, and this is cervical spine. So to isolate the cervical spine for a moment, I want you just to jut your head forward. It's going to feel awkward, and then retract your head back. So everything else is just going to be neutral. Go ahead again, jut your head forward, and retract your head back. And now we're lucky because there's 2 of us. So what I'm gonna do is place my forearm between her shoulders and get her to retract her head into the cradle of my hand. Okay, so this is actually anatomical neutral for the cervical spine. How does it feel?
It feels a little, you're like tense, like I have to really hold tense.
Yeah, so most of us are, and you can release that just for a second, most of us are at least 1 to 3 inches forward of neutral. And every inch that we're forward adds about 8 to 10 pounds of weight to the cervical spine and all of these supporting muscles. So this first piece of information could actually help a lot of us, you know, especially if we're working at the computer. Physiotherapists call this tech neck. So that simple act of retracting the head, let's do it one more time. So just relax into where she normally is, or exaggerated. And then we're gonna get you to retract your head. Back of the head is in line with the back of the heart. Okay, so there's our first component. Let's move down the spine into the 12 articulating discs of the thoracic. So the lordotic, you can all see, has a little bit of a natural curve in the cervical spine. And now if we move to the kyphotic region of the spine, your thoracic, it kind of has a curve out, and that's natural. So I want you actually to play with that for a moment. Can you protract your shoulders? So we're gonna actually pull the shoulder blades apart. And now can you retract? These are her shoulder blades, and they're coming together as if there's a pencil between them. We'll do that 2 more times. Let's protract, and then retract, and once more, a little protract, and retract. So what does neutral feel like in your body? See if you can just get there. And remember, retract the head, so we're adding on, and then neutral through the shoulders.
Much better, much more relaxed.
Beautiful, exactly. So we're working into this anatomical neutral right now. Let's move our way down to the 3rd and final component of the spine, the lumbar. So we have our 5 articulating discs of the lumbar spine. And again, you guys can actually really see that the lumbar has a similar lordotic curve to the cervical. Okay, so we have a little in curve, an out curve, and an in curve. So with the lumbar, I want you to place your hands on your hips actually, because this will be a bit easier. And I want you to play with a little posterior tuck, so drop your tailbone, slight round of the spine, and then an anterior tilt. Stick your butt out. So we're gonna do that twice more. Just play with manipulating your pelvis into this anterior and posterior position. So those 2 extremes of movement at the pelvis. And once you've done that the 3rd time, I want you to arrive whatever neutral feels like for you. So sort of somewhere in between those 2 places. And then we're gonna get Chala to stand in her perfect anatomical neutral now. So retract the head, retract the shoulders just slightly, depressing them down the back and retracting them enough without cinching between the shoulder blades. So you can just relax a bit more there. There we go, really, really nice. And then a neutral pelvis, which she actually already has really well. So the amazing thing about the spine is that these curves are really important. It's a fabulous design feature. It's what allows us to jump and move and be mobile and be strong, healthy, and happy. Now, when we find some postural misalignments in our day, such as the tech neck or the rounded shoulders, or two positions could happen here. You can be a bit too posterior or too anterior. All of these things are going to lead to discomfort in varying conditions. So I want to actually do this one more time from tabletop, and we'll really drill this in, okay? So we'll vertically stack shoulders over wrists and make your hands about shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers nice and wide, beautiful. And now we'll vertically stack hips over knees. Make your knees about hips distance apart. And you can even gaze back and just check out the alignment of your feet so that the feet are just an extension out of the knees. Fabulous. Okay, and now we'll come into a neutral spine to the best of your ability. So in this position, how does it feel to retract your head up towards the ceiling this time? Retract the shoulders and retract and I'm gonna give you a new piece of alignment here. So it's actually at the sacrum is going to be your focal point, okay? Because your lumbar is a little bit difficult to navigate, but your sacrum is a 3 to 5 inch bony plate that lies at the base of the lumbar. It's bigger, kind of looks a bit like a diamond, and it'll really help us once we're on our back to have something to touch into. So I want you guys just to try to visualize that sacrum and make your sacrum flat, shining up towards the sky as well. So let's do those same 3 mobility drills here. Can you dip your head down? So without moving shoulders or hips, this is the hardest part. And then retract your head back up. Twice more. Dip your head down, retract your head up, and we're actually just gonna make neutral through forehead and chin as well. Yeah, exactly, and then retract it back up. So keep it in this retracted position, remembering my hand there. So press up into my hand, beautiful. Let's isolate the shoulders now. This might be a bit more familiar. Some of you have done this in cat and cow. So it's an isolated scapula push-up or scapula cat-cow. Can you please retract your shoulders to begin, squeezing the shoulder blades together? Yeah, exactly. And now push through your hands and protract the shoulder blades apart. Amazing range of motion here. Let's do that twice more. Retract together, protract apart, and once more, retract together and protract apart. And now arrive to that neutral position, and let's add on. So retract the head, retract the shoulders, and now here we come towards the sacrum. So we're gonna do isolated cat-cow movements just in the pelvis. So can you start by moving into an anterior tilt, sticking the butt back behind you, flaring at the sitting bones, and then opposite into a posterior scoop. Scoop the pelvis under, a slight rounding at the low back. Twice more. Anterior tilt, posterior scoop, and anterior tilt, posterior scoop. And then find your neutral position. Again, retract the head, retract the shoulders, and press the sacrum up to the sky, neutral lumbar. Okay, let's take this onto our backs. So go ahead and move into a supine position now, and we're going to pull this all together. We'll actually start with the knees bent, feet flat on the yoga mat, ankles beneath the kneecaps. You can even wiggle your fingers to reach for your heels just to make sure that you've got that proper alignment. And then move your arms out 45 degrees from the body, palms up, fingernails tap down. Yeah, exactly. And can you tap your fingernails down? Mm-hmm. And you'll feel that posterior chain get activated. The back body will feel a bit stronger. Okay, we're gonna piece this together, starting with the back of the head. So it's so much easier to do this here because there's nowhere for the head to go. What happens when you retract the head to the mat? Can you feel a little fire behind your belly button? If you press the back of your head to your yoga mat, as if you're trying to press a button behind your eyes, you'll feel some warmth ignite in your deep core. Okay, so this is your little indicator that you're doing this correctly, that you have retracted your head because you're turning on your deep core. And when we're supine, these two have an amazing connection that we'll actually dive into in part 2 of this video series, which is all about activating the core. Let's move into the shoulders now. Can you roll your shoulders back slightly? And that'll happen because the palms are facing up. So just for a second, flip your palms down and you'll feel the shoulders roll forward. You're more in that protracted position. Flip your palms up and suddenly you're more in that neutral position. Fabulous. And then lastly, to understand the pelvis, can you just flatten your back for a moment, rounding the spine into posterior scoop? And then can you push your hips away, arching your spine into an anterior tilt? and then come right into the middle, okay? So this is our fabulous 3 points of foundation that we're going to use for any of our supine core work. And I have one fabulous exercise to pull this all together for us. Bring your energy to your feet. And as you retract the back of the head, lift the heels. Lift the heels, okay, and you'll start to feel that subtle deep core connection. So without even moving any component of your spine, now can you come just to the tips of your big toes? And again, you feel that amazing deep core connection. Okay, so I want you to keep the head, shoulders, and sacrum in contact with the yoga mat as if you've just dipped them in ink and you've made a stamp on your yoga mat. So I don't want those 3 places to move. As you slowly draw the right knee into your chest, pointing at the toes, so right knee will come in and extend the leg back. Really, really slow. Left leg comes in, so you land on the toe, you've got it. And tap it forward. Okay, so we're starting with toe taps. I want you to keep going with this while I talk to everyone about a few pieces. Whatever leg comes in, you'll notice that hip wants to follow. So feel right now, left leg is in, left hip wants to follow. Keep pressing the left hip forward. There we go. So your pelvis is going to stay neutral. Keep going with your toe taps. Looks really simple. I'm not doing this, but I can tell that
it's burning.
It's burning already. So through being in this neutral position, we are starting to really strengthen the core. Keep going. I want you all to be doing this at home because it is your core that are the stabilizing muscles for your spine. So if we have a strong, deep core, we will be able to walk around with fabulous posture all day long. So simple exercises like this are going to do profound benefits for our posture. You feeling this, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to add on. Now, stay on the toes, pause, get your alignment, and now float both shins up in unison. It's called a supine tabletop. So you'll keep knees stacked over the hips, point the toes, exactly. Now, keeping these right angles between the upper leg bone and the lower leg bones, we'll start on the right side. Slowly dip your right toes down to the yoga mat, keep the right angle, and then come back up. Dip your left toes down to the yoga mat and come back up. So she can actually start to dip a little bit further forward if she's feeling brave, if she's feeling strong, and challenge her core a bit more. So I'm much more concerned here about maintaining the alignment of the spine. So you might notice that if you go ahead and you start to straighten out a leg, you might flatten your low back. An indicator for that, place one hand on your belly, one hand under your low back just a tiny bit. So palm down, just the tips of the fingers. Okay, and now keep going. Straighten the leg and notice you can probably feel yourself flatten the back. So it means we've gone a bit too far. So let's keep with the bent knee position. Start in the supine tabletop and then go ahead in those right angles. So tap one set of toes down, lift the set of toes up, and the other set of toes down without moving the spine. The second thing I want you to notice, I know this is a lot, it's the final component, is that if you start to get tired, you might feel ab grab. So your rectus abdominis might start to just really grip. And that means that your deep core has had enough, and it means we will stop. So you can be doing these exercises at any point during your day. They only take a few minutes. Let's do one more to each side. To end, both shins parallel, tap the toes, release the heels, and then just walk your feet out and extend yourselves into a relaxing, rebalancing posture. See if you can actually soften your body here. Take a nice deep breath all the way in and all the way out. How'd that feel?
That burned. That's so good.
It's really, really effective. So the final component of the video is our quick posture check. Let's go to the wall. For your posture check, move to the wall and stand up against it. Retract your head into the wall, press your shoulders back, press your sacrum. Make sure your palms are flipped forward so you're in anatomical neutral, and take a nice deep breath. Now take a very small step forward away from the wall and see if you can remember or almost feel a blueprint of having the wall there to support you. Take one more deep breath. and take this new posture with you into the rest of your day. I hope that this really supports your personal practice at home.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That was awesome. And thank you everyone for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And stay tuned for part 2.
Thanks for having me.